I might be the Prime Minister's wife, but I'm still a mum with 2 young girls and trying to keep things as normal as possible. And one of those things was staying in the school that they were familiar with, because they're living in an unfamiliar house, which is more familiar now. But it was very important to me that they were nurtured, supported and loved where they were, and that school does that for them.
So how does your day roll then?
My day, I wake up at 5:45 and I have a shower and get the kids' lunch boxes ready, make sure they're all dressed, and I'm usually, come on, getting them out the door, and then we get in the car by no later than 7:10 is like my cut-off time, because otherwise it's just chaos with traffic. Yeah, it's good talking time too, so we get to chat. And
so does that make you feel pretty much like any other mum who's dealing with peak hour traffic and, you know, trying to just juggle life, or do you feel like that's not possible to be like any other mum and be the Prime Minister's wife?
You just do what you have to do. I mean, I think maybe people picture that your life as the wife of the Prime Minister is glamorous and amazing and exciting, but no, I'm doing the same thing everybody else does. It's hard work being a parent, and you do anything for them. So that's what I do. It's a struggle, we do it, but it's just very normal.
So to our audience that isn't aware, you can literally walk Buddy and go for a coffee and you get to act like a normal person.
I'll go to my local cafe, they know me so well, and it's hello Jen, hi. They all can't believe it. Like when I first, they're like, oh my gosh, you're here. Where are your people? And I went, no, just me.
Well, life is clearly crazy because you're making a pavlova for Prince Harry and his new wife, Meghan Markle. I mean, that would have been the moment where you realised that you were really in Kirribilli House, right?
Yes. When I had to greet them from next door and walk them in, I was like, oh my goodness. But they were so lovely. He is very charming, and he's quite good looking. Like in real life, like he's got very beautiful eyes.
Even better looking in real life.
Even better, yes.
And Meghan?
Meghan's like just stunning. She's tiny. She's got little tiny ankles and waist, but she's very, very sweet. And we had a big chat. I said, I haven't been here long, you know. I said, you know, we've only been here, whatever it was at that time. I can't even remember, 6 weeks or something like that, 4 weeks. And she's like, I said, so, you know, this is all new to me. And she said, oh, tell me about it. It's new for me too.
So do you sometimes wander around this building and imagine Anita Keating or Jeanette Howard or Margie Abbott?
Yes, I totally do. But not everyone's lived here. The Howards lived here long term, and I've had them over for dinner, and I asked Jeanette if she wanted to have a look upstairs because she hasn't been here. She was like so delighted, and she told me all the history. She was walking up and saying whose bedroom was who, and it was really nice. Yeah, it was lovely.
Did she give you any other advice?
Oh, I'm sure she won't mind, but she said about taking note of what you've worn to different functions.
Interesting. What happened on that crazy week when we could see that Malcolm Turnbull was about to call a leadership challenge?
I was watching Sky News, I think, and I was just like, what's going on? I rang him, I said, and I think it was like midday, and he said, oh, Jen, I don't know. Just get yourself down here. I think you should go pick up the kids from school and just come down straight away.
He's elected Prime Minister. Did you cry?
Do you know what? I think I might have. I think I was just, I was in shock. I was in total shock. I did not see it coming.
No, because I interviewed you a number of years ago and told you that this is what was going to happen, and you didn't see it then either.
No, look, I always knew Scott was capable of leadership. Not to say he was going to become leader, but he's always been that kind of person all the way along. He's strong and confident, and people want to follow him. He's like a bit of a natural born leader. That's not to say of the country, was at the time, you know. So I knew he had a capacity for it. I knew he'd be great, but my girls were small. I was not thinking. I'd never seen anyone with young children in there really since Fraser, I guess. Oh no, they're Keatings. The Keatings.
So have you seen your husband since then? I mean, you haven't seen a lot of him. I mean, you've seen him for a long time because you married him very young. But
yeah, I did. Yeah. And I once when we were celebrating our 20th wedding anniversary, I think it was, or 25th, I had a friend say, yeah, but hey, you're not really celebrating 25. You've probably only seen him probably half of that time. Maybe that's the secret to a good marriage, is some distance apart.
I was at an event with him. I don't think I saw him one-on-one, but he was on stage and he made that remark about being on his knees, crying about the detention centre issue.
That's true.
Yeah.
Scott is very, very, like he's sensitive about it, so I don't know whether people, like, I think they have one view of him and that, but he never took any of those decisions lightly. And it might seem like he's like gun-ho trying, you know, but you need someone tenacious sometimes to hold the line.
The strong Scott and the soft Scott. You pretty much only see soft Scott though, right? Apart, the strong one turns up on television.
No, I see the strong Scott too.
Do you?
He's a strong character. I'm surrounded by strong people in my house. I'd be the softest one probably.
What do you disagree on? What do you and Scott disagree on about?
Oh, we disagree on things probably a lot. But I'm trying to think of one now.
I was expecting you to say the opposite, actually. I was expecting you to say
that we get along, and no, it's totally not like that. Like, we comfortably disagree when we disagree. It can be annoying arguing, I find. So sometimes it's just better just to let things go, unless it's like something that's detrimental and I'm firm about it. He always knows, and I always say you just say what you want to say, and sometimes you don't think they're listening, but he actually always is. So.
And do you get involved in any policy debate? Is there anything that you sort of go, you know what, I've got a really strong view on this and I need to put it to you?
He doesn't make policy from me, I can assure you. But he'll ask me maybe what I think, because I come from a totally different mindset. So he gets a different viewpoint from me, which might be really just a lay person's viewpoint. And sometimes we're not always on the same page, but...
Do you do that thing I've seen in other interviews with politicians' wives where they get a sense about someone and they go, you wouldn't trust that person, I'm telling you. So I want to ask you more questions, like who?
No, and you wouldn't get a response.
No, I know. But you have
sure,
that. You have that.
I have
reaction.
that about everybody, though.
Yeah.
That I meet. I think it gives you an insight when people are relaxed and they're talking to you, and they can say things that they don't think people are listening to. I'm a bit of a listener.
Have you ever gone, I told you not to trust that person?
I might have.
Yes, okay, good. You both have a great faith, and you're both, I think, admirably prepared to talk about it.
Yeah, sure.
How's that sat with you in this transition?
I think with a faith, you don't have to carry, when things are really hard and you're feeling like you're dragging along a heavy weight, you don't have to. There's someone you can talk to about it. That's how I see faith. It's a relationship.
Do you feel like you have a purpose to fulfil now that you've been elevated into this role?
My purpose in life is very simple. Is basically to be kind to absolutely everyone you can, because life is really about a series of connections with people.